Hey guys, Callum here, welcome back to the channel, and today we are finally doing the conclusion of the Mark of the Rani. Last time we had a very interesting episode which included the Master, the Rani, and the Doctor, and his companion. I can't remember the name of the companion right now. But yeah, it was an interesting episode. Upon further reflection, actually, it's been a couple of days actually since I've watched the first episode. I think it's been like 4 days since I've watched it. I've just had so much busy stuff. Uploading like Silver Nemesis, which the whole thing I won't go into, but I've actually thought about it a lot more since I've watched it, and I think I said initially that I quite liked it. I think upon further reflection, I still think it was okay, but I feel like it shouldn't have been a 45-minute episode. It was very much a plot in just within that one episode that could have been like it could have been a normal episode. There was a lot of filler, I would say, in the episode, so I still think it was good. I still very much enjoyed it, but it was very much an episode. I think it's an episode that very much could have just been 25 minutes. I think around about. There's a lot of filler scenes, especially with the Doctor trying to just figure out what's going on. Though the scenes with the Rani and the Master, I've thoroughly enjoyed. I thoroughly enjoyed those scenes. Those were very entertaining. But yeah, I'm wondering how this episode / story is going to conclude this whole thing. I'm really interested to see what happens, and I really hope it's good. I want to really like it. It's going to be interesting because I don't know how it's going to play out. The Doctor is about to enter a hole. Obviously he's going to be saved by something because, you know, there's Doctor Who after all, but I'm interested to see where the plot goes after this, but we'll have to wait and see. So let's get into it. Also, you might notice that I have new headphones as well, so should be listening to stuff a lot better now. Doctor Who, The Mark of the Rani, Part 2 by Pip and Jane Baker. So how is he going to actually escape? Because he's literally heading for a hole. So I'm going to swoop in and save him or something? Oh, this guy's going to save him. Stop! Oh, just.
George Stevenson, I presume. Hi.
Oh, this is George Stevenson.
Delighted to meet you, sir.
Alright.
If you'd be so kind as to undo.
You talked about him a lot in the last episode. We never saw him at all.
You! Pull yourself together, man, and get back on the gate. Nobody enters or leaves. That's an order.
He looks fine. He looked very calm there before he shouted at him.
Be careful. Your father's not the man he was.
Wow, what kind of considerate moment there. Wasn't expecting that from the 6th Doctor. Hypnotizing. Oh, she ain't happy about that. Oh, she's using the worms. He's using the worms. That was really weird there. Oh, yeah, Bob. Oh. Well, Duck. Did he just... Did the Doctor just jump over that? Oh, he must have fell into the river. No, he jumped out of the way.
The meeting's been cancelled?
No, it was never delivered.
Well,
You disappoint me. A scientist and you're
Still
not
on.
thinking objectively. That unique box of parasites will not go far. Only you have the formula.
the Time Lords will never permit it.
Who's going to alert them?
Indeed.
No.
Haven't you
Finish. I said that's enough.
Stop that, Tagore! I'll blow thee to pieces!
I'm gonna be aggressive.
I'll stay put. I'll fetch him to thee. It's safer that way.
Thanks, Luke. That's a real thoughtful lad.
That's quite funny.
Stevenson, about come to nae harm, your lordship.
You convinced, you say?
Oh yeah.
Deep trust on his own head.
Oh, he's a confidence, you know.
Be sure to tell him what I said.
Aye.
Aye, I didn't have to knock your brains out there. He was ready to
Doctor,
bust
you
his
can't be
head
serious.
open there.
The results. Those poor men. Hasn't she any conscience?
Like many scientists, I'm afraid the Rani simply sees us as walking heaps of chemicals. There's no place for the soul in her scheme of things.
So why does she... I'm assuming they have explained why she needs these chemicals of sleep from humans.
Why here?
If not, we might find out.
Mustard gas is a killer! Thank you, Penny. Street door!
Screen door.
Open it! Ventilation! Quickly!
Oh, I like the look of this TARDIS.
Embryos of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. She must have popped back to the Cretaceous age and picked up a few.
You.
Don't have you, move!
He just constantly is telling her to like run or get out.
I detect a lack of enthusiasm.
Grandiose schemes of ruling the universe will mean nothing if that dilettante doctor is still at large.
Speaking of who, he's in the room. So now he knows that they're going to try and kill George Stevenson's along with himself with those things that either, I bet they're going to be mines of some kind or something like that.
Must I? Could be anywhere in the universe.
Makes sense.
Oh, the way she said that. He could be anywhere in the universe. Maybe I should shoot you, sir. Maybe that would be a good idea.
I could have been stuck in the 1800s forever.
Did you really believe I'd abandon you?
I mean, that doesn't look very hidden. Oh. I'm about to say. So she's getting this sleep for these dinosaurs then. The embryos of these dinosaurs. Yeah, he's literally in the minefield. So that means Perry's nearby.
The answer's down there. In the dell. Where I was supposed to go?
Oh!
No! An accident. It wasn't intended for him.
And you're so warped, so callous, you think that justifies it?
How?
Don't move!
What's going
In
on?
her footsteps, Perry.
Incompetent fool, you're worthless!
Not to me, she isn't. Do well to remember that. Stop. Give me that.
If they see you, they'll have no mercy.
Maybe not.
But at least they get to live.
Doctor, they're heading towards the dell.
The wood's about to become populated with newts.
Wow, he just destroyed that.
Wait here for the doctor.
Oh, that's great.
That was her idea.
Oh, stop groveling. No one's going
I
to
mean,
believe
it
you've got
was.
a conscience.
See what she's like.
It was his, her idea. That's so funny. Let me guess. Oh, is she being serious or she's tricking Perry? My prediction is that she is tricking Perry. My god, he stacked himself. Oh my god! He's just hanging there. Oh my god, that is very dark but very funny. This is a massive trick. Like, come on, Perry, you bloody useless. That looks so. Oh, oh.
Calm. It's only a matter of balance.
Oh, Jesus. Well, let's not turn into a Time Lord tree. Now, carefully get out. There you go. And you're safe. Easily done. Now let's get out of the minefield.
Stay back, Perry.
Ooh. Uh-oh. Is this place now going to fall apart now? They get inside the TARDIS. Oh yeah, because he messed with the TARDIS. Jesus Christ, it looks so weird. This is so odd. This is This is almost like a big old meme compilation. Oh, there goes the dinosaur. Time spillage. Is it going to turn into a full-fledged dinosaur? Oh my god, it is. Oh my god, that's funny. You blasted woman, we're trapped!
The sedative you wanted.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, haven't you any questions?
Would there be any point?
Not much.
Those puns get worse.
I thought they were improving.
I will venture just one question, Doctor. What precisely do you do in there?
Argue, mainly. Where'd they go?
Where indeed? I always said he was a strange sort of fellow.
Wow, that was interesting. Right, and that was the Mark of the Rani, so I'll see you for my review. So that was the Mark of the Rani Part 2, and what an interesting story. It's not my favourite story ever, but it was an interesting story. It was more, the core story was more about it being about the Master, the Doctor, and the Rani, which was interesting, and I did like the conversation between the three, and their scenes together were very, very good, but it seemed like that the actual plot of Rani taking the sleep chemical thing out of humans and them being aggressive seemed quite background in this episode. It was very, like, main focus in the last... It was very main focus in the last part, but it sort of fizzled out in here. The whole thing... Obviously, of course, the scenes with Colin Baker... Obviously, the scenes with the Doctor, the Master, and the Rani were great. I loved them. I think they were very, very well done. But I'm always interested when Time Lords are always going to be on screen. So, of course, you're going to pay attention to that. But I think the actual main plot of the story was just okay. I don't think it was anything special. It was a nice introduction to Rani for the first time, as that's a Time Lady / character I've never seen before. In terms of the Time Lord, Gallifreyan sort of characters. Perry was... She was more tolerable in the first episode. She got quite annoying at times in this episode. Not majorly, but it was in and far between. You know, when she was a bit huffy that the Doctor left. And she was like, I could have been stuck here for ages. Well, you're not, so... He's there, so why are you complaining? I don't know. She was just fine. She wasn't the most annoying companion I've seen. Trust me, it's a lot worse. But I think she was just fine. Didn't think she was inherently bad. Thought she was just okay. I mean, she's not the best companion in the world or universe, but she's fine. She just got a bit annoying at times, and that's okay. But Colin Baker, I think I enjoyed him a lot more in this part than I did in the last part. He was a lot more funny. I think Colin Baker did a very good job. I actually thought he was very good in this whole story, actually. I really enjoyed him. So I get what people say, that he's a lot more... He's very egocentric, kind of. Much like how David Tennant is a bit as well. His Doctor is very egotistic. Because he's constantly saying, oh, I'm always the genius, and I never say anyone else is genius because I'm in the room, and stuff like that. Classic stuff that he would say, stuff like that. But Colin Baker was just very entertaining. He was very funny, but very, I would say, very charismatic as well, I would say. He's got a nice little flair to him that I like. So I do get what people say, that he's quite rude and stuff like that, and he's quite full of himself, but I find him that quite endearing. I think he's like, he still cares for his companion. He still cares for Perry, and I find him quite just nice in general. But I think Colin Baker as an actor is very, very good. Very distinct, I'd say. A very distinct style of how he plays the Doctor, I would say. And I find it quite enjoyable. Other than that, what else should I mention? The plot, I think, was just okay. The main thing was more about the main three, the Time Lords / Time Ladies. The actual plot of the Rani getting all of these, chemicals of sleep out of the all the people in the village. That was more prevalent in the first part. In this part, it didn't feel that important. It was more about the Doctor capturing them and learning what their actual plan was to destroy him. That's what it became more of like a master kind of plot like the Master sort of took over. Not like took over, he was main screen like on the episode, but what his wanting to kill the Doctor became more of the essential thing in this episode, which is fine, but I think the concept of aggressive humans taking out sleep or anything like that, I think that was a very more interesting concept, and I feel like they should have ran with it a bit more. But the episode was still entertaining, so there's that. But yeah, but like I said in the last episode, I think, or I said at the beginning of this video actually, the last part felt like it could have been 25 minutes. And I think the same with this episode. There was a lot of filler scenes, I would say. So, but I guess they could have made it 45. No, they could have made it 25 minutes per episode, and it would have been fine. So I guess it's just I felt like maybe there was a lot more filler scenes, but it was two parts. But yeah, I think this was a very interesting plot. Music I really liked. I thought music was a lot better than Silver Nemesis, and that's in the future. That's 3 seasons from this point, so it feels like that. Again, with Silver Nemesis, the music is a massive step down. So this music I really enjoy throughout. I thought the music was very, very good. And the side characters I all liked. I think they're okay. I think the 2 guys at the end there, I think, were probably my favourite side characters. More, I think George Stevenson's, who was introduced in this episode, I find quite fun. I thought it was okay. And I did like the end scene there where, classic Doctor Who, they ask, so what's this box? Or what do you do? Or where are you going? And stuff like that. And they're like, wonder, like, what was this? Like, this is crazy. And stuff like that. Like, classic, like, end of the story. You get characters who ask where the Doctor where he's going and stuff like that. And they see the TARDIS disappear. And they were like, they're blown away by it. That classic sort of ending, which I do like. I love those kind of endings. I'm quite nostalgic for it, especially in like the Russell T Davies era. Like the biggest, I've just watched Human Nature and Family Blood. When Tommy sees the TARDIS fly away, it's like, or disappear. It's like that kind of moment. It's like those moments where the characters see the TARDIS fly away for the first time, and I'm taken aback by it. So that's very nicely done, I would say. What else? I don't know what else to say. There's not much else to really talk about. I guess I liked the Rani. I thought she was great. The Master obviously was a big surprise from the last part, so because I was not expecting him in the story at all. I was expecting the Rani because obviously her name's in the title of this story, but I wasn't expecting the Master at all. And I thought he was fine. I thought he might have played a bigger role than I thought he would. He was quite average in terms of his performance. I might be the only one who thinks that, because I'm very used to like obviously John Sim, Michelle Gomez, and the other Master, the first Master, who can't remember the name of the actor, but I find them more charismatic and more distinct in their incarnations than this actor, Anthony something. He was just okay. I enjoyed him as the Master, but I can see what people mean, that he's a little bit more, there's something about him that doesn't make him the best Master. He's a very more like maniacal, like big bad, like hysterical laugh kind of villain. You can sort of get that sort of sense about his sort of incarnation of the character. But I still think he's fine. Didn't think he was bad. Don't think he's bad by any means. But I think there is something missing from all the other Masters. I mean, that little bit of like their own take on it. He was very much he was the Master, but a very generic, well, maybe generic's not the right word. Just sort of, you know, he's the Master and you can tell he's the Master, but he doesn't have that distinct flair to him, such her, like Missy does, John Sims Master has, even Derek Jacobi in the episode Utopia, even when he's briefly the Master there, he has that sort of distinct tweak to him that you notice. And this Master doesn't seem to have that, as far as I noticed. So yeah, that's all I can really say about that. But I still enjoyed his performance, and it was a nice surprise to see him in the episode. What else? I think that's kind of it, so I guess I should give my rating. The Mark of the Rani, I think is a story that has a lot of filler. The initial concept I quite liked, but I feel like they didn't really run with it enough to really make this a great story. The main positive I have of this story is the Doctor, the Master, and the Rani, because I felt the scenes together. I think mainly in the first part, I think I enjoyed more than this part, but I still enjoyed it here. I think those were the main focus of this whole story, and those were the best scenes, I think. Though I feel like the actual plot with the Rani taking the sleep out of the people, the chemical of it was an interesting concept. But they, again, like with the aggressive humans after getting this out with the mark, it felt like that concept could have been developed more. You know, it didn't feel like it was focused on, especially in this part, I don't think. But I think it was enjoyable. It was an enjoyable episode. There wasn't anything bad about it. It just felt like it could have been so much more. And especially since it's like essentially a 4-parter in terms of Classic Who, because it's 45 minutes per episode. It feels like there's a lot of filler for me. But don't think it was bad at all. So I'm going to give it just a solid 6 out of 10. I think a 6 out of 10 is fine. Enjoyable, but doesn't feel like it runs with it. You know, it doesn't run with its initial concept, which is so interesting, because I find the actual mark thing very interesting, and I really did like that. So it's a shame that they didn't really run with it, you know? It's a shame. But it's an enjoyable episode, and I think it's a really decent Colin Baker story. I think it's a great introduction for him. It was a lot better introduction than Sylvan Neves's was for Sylvester McCoy for me. This is a better episode, but it didn't have that thing to make it a good or great story. This was just okay, enjoyable Doctor Who. That's the way I see it. Don't know how other people think of this, but to me, it was just the concept that I liked didn't get the sole focus of the whole story, more about the first part. But other than that, it was just good. It was just okay. And I think the Rani, the Doctor, and the Master were really what carried it for me personally, and Perry was just meh. He was meh, and Perry was just sort of meh. So yeah, I think 6 out of 10 is fine. So let's actually go and find out what story we're going to get next. So here we are on the website. Mark of the Rani was the one we just watched. So let's find out what next story we're going to get next. And it is Earthshock. 4 episodes starring Peter Davison as the Doctor. The 5th Doctor. Right, Earthshock. 4 episodes. Well, it's good actually. It's actually quite nice how each story we've had has been a different Doctor. You know, I'm finally getting to see every single Doctor for the first time. So far we've seen the 2nd Doctor, the 7th, the 6th, and now we're going to see the 5th Doctor. So the only ones we haven't seen are the 1st, 3rd, and the 4th Doctor we haven't seen. So we'll have to see until then. But next, obviously, is Peter Davison. So I'm actually very much looking forward to that. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more Doctor Who reactions. And I'll see you next time for Earthshock. I'll see you then.